How's it going again? Juggalo JP here with a vlog today. This is a vlog, not a review of anything. Just real quick before I begin, All Elite Wrestling did announce today that Britt Baker and Bea Priestley, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, will be in action at Fight for the Fallen this coming Saturday. That was not a part of my predictions video because when I filmed it, that match was not announced. I am going to go for Britt in whatever match she is in. I assume, naturally by assumption, I assume that she will be taking on Bea Priestley. I don't see why they're going to put two separate matches on an already fully stacked card. I really don't understand as to why they would exactly do it with two jobbers. So that I don't understand, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Are they going to put, are they going to have Britt job? I mean, I would understand. Britt Baker is such a huge a star. She's got the look. She's got the talent. I mean, it would make sense to have her job somebody out coming up on TV or coming up to a big match at All Out to really put her over. But we'll have to see on that, on how that's going to go. But like I said, I don't really see the sense in putting two more matches in an already fully stacked card. I really don't understand that. But yeah, either way on it, whatever happens is going to be good. Looking forward to seeing Bea Priestley, if that is how you pronounce that. I'm unfamiliar with her. I've never seen her wrestle. So I'm looking forward to that. And if she does face Britt Baker, well, obviously I'm going for Britt Baker, but I'm looking forward to seeing her first match in All Elite Wrestling. My next topic that I wanted to touch on here, which is why this is going to be entitled like a random wrestling vlog about a few different things. One of the main things in this video that drew me to make it is CM Punk. I see a lot of people talking about they want Punk to come to All Elite. They want Punk to return to WWE or Ring of Honor. And here's the thing. I'm a giant CM Punk fan. He is my favorite professional wrestler in my generation. And when I say my generation, I was born in '93. I'm going to be 26 this year. Sting was a part of my generation, I guess. But I consider Sting more of an 80s guy, like Ric Flair. So, I mean, I'm not... When I say my generation, I mean from the 2000s, basically, on through now. Like, active now. Because Punk could be active now if he didn't leave. He's, in his 40s, but he still could be. But that brings me to my point. Do I want to see Punk come back? A part of me says fucking yes, because he's my favorite wrestler in this generation. My favorite wrestler of all time is Sting, which is why I just mentioned him a minute ago. Sting, he is my favorite wrestler of all time. My favorite wrestler in this generation is CM Punk. And would I want to see him come back? Yes, in a way. But in a way, no. And here's why I say no. Because Punk is weathered, man. He's not been in a ring since 2014 or so. And, I don't count the UFC. I'm talking professional wrestling. So, I mean, you have Punk come back and you're going to have these people like, oh, he's slow now. Oh, that's not Punk. He doesn't do this like he used to. He doesn't do that like he used to. But the problem is, it's been so long. And, it's been a long time. So, it's... When it's been a long time and you have somebody aging and you're not going to get the Punk that was in WWE from 2006 to 2014, and you're sure as hell not going to get the Punk that was in Ring of Honor and TNA and FIP and I believe IPW, if I'm not mistaken, that promotion's name way back in the day. I mean, I've watched Punk for years. I've seen a lot of Punk. I mean, I remember when Punk had some phenomenal matches with AJ Styles and Homicide before the LAX and before the phenomenal one in TNA. I mean, I'm talking way back Punk. So, I mean, I don't want to see people compare Punk of, a married man of 40-something years old to a Punk that was in his prime, in his 20s and 30s. I mean, I just think, in a way, for Punk, as of being a fan, I think he should just continue to do, his MMA commentary. I've watched the show. He's doing a great job. His movies, he's got 2 movies coming out, Girl on the Third Floor and this other one they just dropped the trailer for. It's a remake from an older movie. I think Punk needs to continue doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? Would I love to see him come back for one more match? That's different. Yes. 100% yes. I'd love to see him come back for one more match, preferably All Elite Wrestling against someone like Cody or Kenny, or even settle that old score with Jericho or something like that. One more big match would be something nice, but would I like to see him come back for like a 5-year deal or something of that? No. No, because I just don't want to see people critique him. You know what I mean? Now, if everybody can shut the fuck up and enjoy what they're watching, you know, enjoy the fact that he's back, enjoy the fact that he could be All Elite Wrestling Heavyweight Champion or Television Champion or whatever belts they have, then sure, I would love to see Punk come back for, you know, a several-year deal. But people just can't shut up. They gotta yap the yap, and they gotta compare when you just don't do that. Just enjoy what you're seeing. Enjoy what this man is doing for your entertainment. And that is one reason why I say no. I do not want to see CM Punk come back for a lengthy run. One more match would be fine. Even one more good rivalry would be fine. But just a short distance, I think. Other than that, I think Punk should be able to do what he's doing and be very fine with that. And I mean, that's really that about the CM Punk thing. I just see a lot of comments on it, because of course they're doing All Out in Chicago, August 31st on pay-per-view. And I see the thing where everybody's, you know, Punk's coming, and, you know, what if he doesn't? You know what I mean? What if he doesn't? I don't think AEW needs Punk. I don't. I think AEW's got so many big stars. I think AEW, because here's the thing for me. For years, WWE said, you know, Vince, for one, said nobody's bigger than WWE. He said that in the Punk storyline, as a matter of fact. John Cena is gone now, and WWE's kind of, you know, because WWE for years, they had that poster boy. You had Hogan, you had Austin, Rock, Triple H, Taker, Angle, you know, all that era, all that Attitude Era with all those faces. And then when that era kind of washed ashore, you had John. And from 2002, or roughly 2003, all the way up until a couple of years back, it was John Cena. And I just read an article that Roman Reigns said in a couple of years he's going to consider taking off to Hollywood. So I mean, if you think about it like think about it like this: they can't, you know, AEW can't make that mistake. And like Cody said, he's gonna look at the successes of his, you know, predecessors, so to speak, or the people that came before him, and he's going to look at the failures of the people that came before him. And one of the failures I believe that WWE had, and they're struggling with now, is the fact that they built their entire company around one man. And you just can't do that, because eventually that guy's going to weather and he's going to retire. So if Punk came back to All Elite Wrestling, especially right now, if he came back to All Out, or he made a surprise at Fight for the Fallen, you know what I mean? It'd be a big pop, and people would love it. But in a few years, 5 to 10 years, when he's ready to retire again, for good this time, people would be like, well, All Elite Wrestling was CM Punk. And that's not true. And I don't think they need Punk to be a big company. I don't think they need him at all for that. So that's another reason I say no. I don't want to see Punk come back. Is because I don't want to hear people say AEW was Punk. That's not true. We've had 2 successful shows with CM Punk, you know, to the best of our knowledge, not even being interested to be signed. So I don't want to hear people say, oh, no, you know, they need Punk, they were Punk. If he does decide to sign, no, they don't. They weren't, and they don't. And I'm not hating on Punk. I love Punk. And I'm not hating on AEW at all. I'm saying they don't need that particular one guy. They're setting their company up in a way where if Cody retires, then fine, Cody retires. Or if the Bucks retire, then that's fine. They can have another tag team come on in. They're not basing their company around that one guy, and I think that's very smart as far as your company's going to continue to thrive and to continue to go. But I feel if Punk comes in and has a 5-year run, or even a whatever, you know, he's going to go and people are going to shit on the product and be like, well, Punk's gone, so It's fucking boring now. And that's not the case. So yeah, that's one of my thoughts on that. So would I want to see Punk come back? Yes and no, for the reasons I just said. And also, I think a lot of wrestlers, and the one that really strikes me lately is Shawn Michaels. He retired to Taker so many years back, and he never had a match, and I actually commended him for that, because so many wrestlers say, this is it, I'm retiring, I'm done, and then, you know, pow, they come back to have a match. It's like they can't retire. So far, because Shawn Michaels just had that DX match, so far, Punk's the one guy to say, you know what, I'm done, I'm leaving. And he's stayed gone. And I commend him for that. And I mean, he has a good enough career where he can. It ain't like he just had a 4 or 5 year career. He had a long career that went past WWE. I mean, you can go out and find CM Punk DVD sets, which I reviewed on this channel. You can find those DVD sets, and they're not WWE. Only one of them was a WWE set. So Punk has such a successful career. You can watch hours and hours of CM Punk matches, and you got like 5 to 10 different DVD sets that are not WWE. Only one that I reviewed here was WWE. And I still got one to pick up. The final chapter from Ring of Honor, which I will be getting very soon. I have somebody that's going to sell it to me. So I will be getting that. I will be reviewing it here. But yeah, that's just my thought on that. You know, I mean, I do want to see him, and I don't want to see him. And again, before I get out of here real quick, I just want to say again, Fight for the Fallen looks like it is going to be a better show than Fyter Fest. And I mean, my expectations, I've been talking about it. I reviewed Fyter Fest here on this channel, and my expectations weren't too high because I knew it wasn't a house show. I'm not going to say it was a house show, but it was evidently not going to be a big pay-per-view. Like they already said, All Out and Double or Nothing is going to be their yearly WrestleMania and SummerSlam event, so to speak. Like those two big boys of the year. You know, the two big ones to look out for. Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't anticipating something huge, but what really threw me off of that show was the damn gimmick match, that gimmick Nakazawa-Jabali matchup, and that was really it, I think. Oh, and that I believe I said it was that triple threat women's tag. Or not the tag, but the triple threat women's matchup there. With Riho and Nyla and the other lady there. And like I said, I love Nyla Rose. I do. She's a top star, and I hope that she has a match against Kong. I hope that's coming all out. I really hope it is. I just didn't care for that match. We did 2 matches, I believe I said 2 or 3 matches out of that show I didn't care for. But other than that, the show was great. Fyter Fest. I mean, I gave it out of a 10 rating, I gave it a 7, I believe. 6 or a 7. So, I mean, it wasn't horrible. AEW is my brand. I love AEW. It looks like Fight for the Fallen is going to be a better show. Looking forward to it. I know All Out's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be great. All Out, you know, buy that sucker. Pre-order that on your cable bill. That's going to be great. Your cable box, I mean, it's going to be great. No doubt about it. No question. But yes, so I mean, I think Fight for the Fallen is going to be a hell of a show. And can't wait to come back on here and give my thoughts about it. But I just wanted to come on here and give a quick vlog about the Punk. Because I see it for so many years. I've seen it, and I have this outlet now, and I really wanted to speak on it. And like I said, he is my favorite of this generation without question. And you know, I don't want to see him come back for the reasons that I said, full time, because basically the people are going to shit on it. I think, and I mean, maybe he can shut my mouth right up and be as better as he ever was, and that would be great to see. But I just think some idiot on the internet is going to critique it when they have no business to critique it, because even at 76 years old, CM Punk can probably out-wrestle some of these fucks that are out here running their mouth. So, I mean, you know what I mean? You know? But yeah, I just wanted to speak on that, and I wanted to give a quick update to my predictions for Fight for the Fallen. Really excited to see Britt Baker back in the ring. I think she is, her and Brandy and Nyla are my favorite of the women's division of All Elite Wrestling. Britt, Brandy, and Nyla, definitely my favorite in the division. So I wanted to just speak on those things real quick, and I believe that is it. Oh yeah, I wanted to give my quick, speaking of wrestling here, I just wanted to give my quick comments on the gathering of the Juggalos coming up. Rude Boy taking on Violent J. If you're not a Juggalo, you can just end the video. It's the last thing I'm going to speak on, and I'll see you later. But if you're a Juggalo, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That's going to be a dog fight. That is going to be a dog fight at the gathering. You know, I'm going to go with Violent J. I'm going to go with Violent J on this one. But then again, I don't know because it's Rudy's retirement match. And I heard that they're going to do a double retirement match, but I didn't hear. Then they had that face-off in the Juggalo show, and I didn't hear that. So I don't know. Let me go get Juggalo ASMR Sick-Minded Vlogs real quick to see if he has a comment on this before I get out of here. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, I'm back. I got him. Sick-Minded Vlogs, a.k.a. Juggalo ASMR, Rude Boy and Violent J. Soopa Mania.
Violent J all the way. Whoop, whoop.
I don't know, like I'm saying, I want Violent J to win, but I think it's going to be Rude Boy because it's his retirement match.
I don't think so. Violent J's got this.
It's going to be
plus he's got drop kick shags on his side. He's going to be like...
But Rude Boy has Joe Gertner, and for those of you ECW fans watching, you know who Joe Gertner is, and he's got DJ Carlito, his son, so it's a 3-against-2 advantage if you're going to count the managers on there.
Yeah, but it's Shaggy. Hey, come on, Shaggy. Shaggy, too dope.
I'm going to go for Violent J. He's going to go for Violent J, but don't color me surprised if Rude Boy wins. We should have some of that content right here. That was charming. We should have some of that content right here, and of course, Sick-Minded Vlogs will have gathering content too. Not sure if we're going to be able to upload on the ground or if we're going to have to wait till we get home. Either way, expect it. It will be here. Until next time.